So, if Inter gets to the final, Inter is lifting that trophy. That's if they get to the final.
Football Banter.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Football Banter. And like you already know, there is no football without banter. Right here on the show, we go hard on topics and we try to, make our stance known and support who we feel deserves to be supported. And you know what it is now. You know how banter goes. It goes hot, but at the end of the day, it's just banter. On the show today, I've got my guys, but we've got someone special on the show with us, and he's Chima. Welcome, bro.
Hi, guys.
Welcome, Chima.
Good.
Good.
Great.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay, so we're going to be looking at the Champions League. A lot has happened, and a lot of drama, a lot of fun drama, and finally, men have been separated from the boys. Yeah, it's a semi-final, and we have 4 deserving teams in there. We have Arsenal, we have PSG, we have Inter Milan, and we have Barcelona. At this point, all 4 are good for the trophy. But looking at the fixtures, it's going to be keenly contested. There is no pushovers at this point. And so the tables are open. It's to actually now see, okay, who wants it the most.
Is it about who really wants it the most or who can get it?
Well, I think who wants it the most is going to, is go a long way to decide whether you get it or not.
I've seen people who wanted it the most but could not get it because they cannot get it.
Looking at people that want it the most, but they might not get it. Somebody like Arsenal, a team like Arsenal.
Thank you very much.
You know, Arsenal, they really need this. Them and PSG. Arsenal and PSG, because they have never won the Champions League before.
Yeah.
But still, we still feel, and we still feel, we football enthusiasts, we feel that Arsenal don't really have the guns right now.
Before we even get to
get it.
Before we even talk about the guns that the Gunners don't have, let's even talk about PSG. If PSG could not get it when they had like the Maximo trio,
Messi,
Mbappe, and Neymar,
Thiago Silva.
Yeah. When PSG was PSG, remember when FIFA, I think it was FIFA 23, when everybody was choosing PSG.
Yeah.
Do you understand? If PSG could not do it then, why now?
Well, the thing is, right now, they have a very good team. And in Europe right now, people are saying they're the strongest attacking force. I can see that them and Barcelona. Barcelona has more goals than them, but they seem to be more frightening.
That's a sentimental approach to when people say, oh, they have the strongest attacking, because there was a time when PSG had the best team attacking midfield.
No, look,
defense
based on this season so far.
No, that's the thing. Now you don't do it.
Their football this season is the best in recent years for PSG.
Have they been better in recent years than this season?
No, this season they have been better than
previous
currently
seasons.
they are still unbeaten in their league.
Okay,
This is the first time that apart from that, but they've had so many players. They've had Ibrahimovic, they've had Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, and they have not gone unbeaten to win the league. Though the league is not over, though they have been crowned champions yet already, but they are still yet to be beaten. Unlike before, by now they have lost games.
But we saw that happen with Arsenal now. Arsenal went on a very long streak and then still
did not win. Yeah, but now this is a PSG side that have never experienced this. After I've experienced that, and they've shown us that they can still
want something and not get it.
Yeah, they can still do that. They are low, that they are near success syndrome stuff.
And so one thing about the PSG team is that before, it seems they were playing more individual football, but now they are playing like a team. A team, and it's a very young squad. And they have an experienced coach that gets the job done, and
has
he
won
has
the Champions League
experience in
before.
Champions League and other European trophies.
He has won the treble
for
also.
me, and if you go through their defense too, you have a Hakimi. Hakimi is very experienced, and he's a defender that has eye for goals. So it's something that we have to look into, because me personally, I will not totally pull down PSG on this fixture when it comes to PSG and Arsenal. Although I feel Arsenal want to, from the momentum, from what they had against Real Madrid, they want to show something. But then they have to double their effort when it comes to PSG, because mind you, Real Madrid, they've not been informed this season.
Yeah.
So, but PSG has been informed.
So I want to ask
it's going
our
to be a
man here.
beautiful game.
I want to ask Dewine something. Yeah, now Dewine, looking at PSG and Real Madrid this season, PSG has been better than Real Madrid this season. PSG has shown to be more tactically disciplined than Real Madrid this season. And though Arsenal are also a formidable side and they are very good tactically, do you think that Arteta can be able to pull a masterclass against Luis Enrique's men?
Okay, you see, football is a very interesting sport, right? In spite of the fact that you said Madrid has not been amazing this season, it's just by Madrid standard, right? So it's just by Madrid standard, and rightly so, they've not been that compact unit, team to when they to do what they usually do. So that's why I say just by Madrid standard. But it's not like they are doing any badly, right? Even while Madrid was Madrid with all the greats, they lost against Arsenal. So it's not because Madrid is doing badly. Okay. Let's leave that out of the table. Madrid was always lose to Arsenal. So let's keep that one side. Now, to answer the question.
Wait, before you continue. Okay. So you're agreeing that Arsenal has screamed in the past but didn't win?
No, that's not the point. That's not the point.
I'm just saying that's the point. I'm just saying, you're agreeing with the fact that that has happened?
Yeah, of course, it has happened.
Okay, continue.
Yes,
just continue.
It has happened. Right. Now, looking at Luis Enrique's men, we've met this season and we had the better of them, and that I'm not saying that is for anything, because I know football. Especially
the form then is not the form that you have now.
Even with Arsenal, the form then was not fantastic. We had injuries. You
didn't really have injuries like you have right now.
Saka was there.
Saka was there.
I think
we had players that were there. It was only
there.
Odegaard that was not there. But still, you can't
we were struggling there. No,
you can't say because of Oli Odegaard.
No.
Because even the PSG.
Relax.
Look at this now.
Don't play down.
Do you know that the PSG?
Let me finish. Calm down.
No, if you want to compare, they were not also comparing.
Calm down. Let him finish.
We've seen that Odegaard is the pivot of the Arsenal team. So don't just say just Odegaard. Odegaard leaving is the reason we're not feeling. We have a solution to Havertz and Jesus is because they just make up the team in terms of, but they are not the core of the team.
They are feeling the missing pieces.
The another thing we are going to also miss in this first leg is Partey.
Yes.
Yeah,
you get it.
Partey,
yes.
Partey.
So when injuries happen, you need to look at who did it happen to. So with that, you can play it down. We had the better of them, but you see, they've improved since then, and so I'm expecting them to come all out. But I'm also banking on the fact that Arsenal is still going to get one past them. I'm banking on that because
even with the fact that you have a lot, at the back there's no Gabriel.
Hold on. You said he banking on the fact that Arsenal. That means based on what facts are you banking on?
Okay,
on the fact that they beat them before.
Yes, aside beating them before, there is a way. If you watch the way Arsenal bounces back from games, we do better when we are being underrated. Right, and right now, to be honest with you, right now everybody's actually giving it to PSG.
No, nobody's giving it to PSG.
Dewine.
Are you serious?
Do you know that right now everybody?
Even
analysis.
Look,
they give.
If you go and check a poll, there's a poll I saw.
Yeah, me too.
Between Arsenal and PSG, who is going to go?
Everyone thinks it's
Arsenal. Most people voted for Arsenal.
Yeah, everyone thinks
Arsenal won the poll. So,
but here's the
people
problem.
are looking at Arsenal because of especially the fact that they just knocked out Real Madrid, the defending champion.
True.
So.
Of all the teams here, right? Of the 4 teams that we are looking at right now, which of them actually has a chip on their shoulder?
The chip Arsenal.
And what's the one thing that always happens with people with chip on their shoulders?
Well, pressure.
So does Arsenal have what it takes to actually withstand this pressure?
Yes, this Arsenal team does.
But that's what we felt last season and 2 seasons ago, isn't it?
No. That's totally different. No. This season has been different. This season has not.
Every season was different. The outcome is always the same, isn't it?
No, it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same. Look,
every season, Arsenal fans are always so optimistic. They're like, oh, this one is our time. You understand? London is what? How does they say?
No.
But now it's almost as if it's not going to science.
There is one thing. There's one thing to talk like a fan, and there's another thing to be objective, right? If there is something, the reason I'm saying this is 2 seasons ago, it just took one injury for our season to collapse.
Yeah, Saliba.
Right? Now, we improved on that. Okay? We improved on that. This season, there's been tremendous improvement that we even have all key players injured and our season did not drop. Yes, we had some, if our worst results were draws.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the level of maturity. And if you want to talk about pressure, you could see with everything that happened with the Madrid game, you saw how calm and level-headed Arsenal played. That is to tell you that we are learning. There is a growth in the team.
But Dwayne, honestly, I feel if you go through last season and this season, trying to compare the 2 seasons and even the previous season, I think Arsenal are way better last season than this season.
No. I was supposed to
the question I will ask you is...
I feel Arsenal are better this season.
The question I will ask you
If you
is...
check the table,
The question
as of
I
last
will
season,
ask
right?
you-
Ebuka, if you check the
If you
table,
look at the table,
No.
the table will not actually
Tell you,
show
see,
what
if I
it
ask you,
was.
where would the Arsenal finish in Champions League last season?
They left
No,
to
I'm
the
not-
quarterfinals.
I'm not apart from Champions League, right?
Yeah.
I'm also looking at the league.
You also look at the squad that played last season.
But last season,
there
you
was no
said the
injury.
only
They didn't
person
have injury.
missing.
Last season,
the
there was no
only
injury.
person-
No, the season before last, that's when it was only one injury.
Yes.
Okay.
Last season, we had a perfect run. There was
Yes,
no injury.
No injury.
Man City were just better, but had an edge. There was no injury. So this season, we've been injury like from beginning to this point, it's been one injury to the other and to very sensitive players. And still, we are on this point, we are at this level, it's a great improvement.
Yeah,
if
which is true actually. They
No,
are better this
I
season.
will not take that away from Arsenal this season. Do you understand? And I think Arsenal has been impressive in the last couple of seasons. But this season, they've been stellar. However, there's just this thing about
That's
Arsenal.
following us now.
that if you ask me personally, I think Arsenal could get to the final. But would they leave that trophy? I don't think so.
Okay, till then, to when they get to the
Let's
final.
look at
the other game.
Inter Milan, Barcelona. Inter is one team that I particularly I can't understand them. They are just so good. You can't really, I don't know. They are just
Inter
they're just
is-
formidable.
So Inter is like, I don't know. Have you ever gone to the hospital and they take you injection? No, that they've taken you injection.
yeah,
They're like, we're going to take an injection. They'll be like, okay.
yeah.
And you're like, when it's just, we've done it. That's how Inter is. Inter just comes from nowhere and just
They
does.
just get the results.
They just do. So if Inter gets to the final, Inter is lifting that trophy. That's if they get to the final.
Because looking at the game they played against Arsenal, because we played them, right? That game was hard. That game was the hardest game. Even though, the goal they scored was a controversial one because the penalty was not. Yeah, it was a penalty, but the game was hard. Like as a football, spectator watching that match, the match was difficult. It was not interesting. It was boring.
That's how Inter.
rigid,
Yeah,
and
that's how
dirty.
Inter.
Yeah, so it's kind of like when they come to the team, the field, they just pour mud everywhere. And
Like,
then let's
the
start
match
running.
was just anyhow.
It's like playing with pigs. You understand? Pigs are comfortable there. You are not.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
So and that is one thing about Inter.
So and I think that's going to be the edge they will have against Barcelona because Barcelona are free flowing. They want to always have the ball, do all the moves and make all the passes. But you see with Inter Milan, they're going to make the game really hard.
Especially their defense.
That's the thing. So
Yeah.
Inter, it's not like Inter chooses to make the team the game really hard. The Inter's game, Inter comes and play their thing. If you try and join them there, you are in trouble. You understand? Because here's the thing, they will never join you. And you not joining them is also you are also in trouble.
You are in trouble.
Do you understand?
It's
the definition of muddy waters.
Yeah.
Playing Inter is like playing in muddy waters. And guess what? Inter, they're pigs, they're catfish.
Well,
They can't-
the truth is, it's going to be a hard game for Barcelona, no doubt. Inter, they considered only 3 goals in the Champions League.
Imagine.
God.
And
See team.
They've
Look at
considered just
defense.
3 goals
It's not even
three
about
goals
defense.
in the whole
team.
Champions League.
Because
And
if you watch their games,
It's not just
now,
defense.
they are-
Everybody
they are-
defense.
if you watch their games,
Everybody
it's
attacks.
always in, like somewhere around the middle. They don't actually let you come close.
now,
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And then they don't even try to even push attack too much.
They don't try to
sometimes.
attack you,
Do you
but
understand?
they just
it's
get
always
to you.
just there. It's always just there. Guess what? Now you are getting tired because you'll be running this same 10 yards for like 90 minutes, and you are not really seeing what you are doing. All of a sudden, they've won us. That's what happens.
Now, this tie, Inter-Barcelona tie, is going to be a mouth-watering tie. It's going to be fantastic and very entertaining. Now, this is why Inter Milan they are posing the best defense in the Champions League this season.
Actually.
Why Barcelona are coming with the best attack in the Champions League this season. Now, the best defense versus the best attack. Who is going to scale through?
Actually,
is it the defense?
Wait.
Now, this is saying
Before you continue,
games.
before you ask this question, please. Before you ask this question, Arsenal, Barcelona. I'm just saying Arsenal. I don't know. I pity them. Sorry. Barcelona best attack, Inter best defense. Now let's compare Inter's attack and Barcelona's defense.
Yes.
That is where I think we should look at.
So, now, Barcelona plays a high line, right? Inter don't really have those runners that you catch offside.
Counter.
It's very dangerous.
But they can push you back.
They play this kind of direct football.
Yeah.
And do you know how to just find their striker? They are good at it. They have good fullbacks that can whip the cross in well. DiMarco. God.
And they can really...
DiMarco is deadly. Lautaro is a deadly finisher.
Yeah.
Now, Marcos Thuram is not going to be around.
Yeah, he's injured.
They're also going to have... they're also missing some other things. Now, Barcelona at the other side...
Calhanoglu is also in there.
Yeah, Barcelona's defense.
They have a compact midfield with that can make good mixture of
That can feed
a good
the
mixture
forward.
of class and experience and whatever. Now, let's not sleep on Barca. Okay, we have been shouting this season. The highline of Barcelona can cause calamity for them. The highline of Barcelona is this. The highline of Barcelona is that. Barcelona have played against a team like Inter this season 4 times. Atletico de Madrid. Atletico have won Barcelona this season, the first time they met in the Champions League. They have deadly strikers. Alvarez, Solot, very dangerous. Met Barcelona 6 times in a row and scored 6 times in a row against Barcelona. So now, what am I trying to say here? Barcelona have faced a team like Inter and they have learned their lesson. I'm a Barcelona fan. I'm going to be biased here right now. So I feel we are not going to come short against Inter. Most especially because of the fact, now if you look at the last 2 games they lost against AC Milan 2 days ago.
Yeah.
They lost 3-0
3-0
in the Coppa Italia against an AC Milan side that is 10th and 9th in their league.
How did that happen?
AC Milan is not good. AC Milan is not good defensively. They don't really have a good attack like that. Now Barcelona have a lot of attacking powers. And the midfield of Barcelona, though people say Inter Milan midfield is stronger with Barella and Calhanoglu and Mkhitaryan, very good. But I feel right now, Pedri is on the form of his life. Pedri is arguably the best player in the world right now. And right now, Pedri can go into any game.
Barcelona fans.
No, I don't know. To me.
I want the wine to speak on that.
To me.
I want the wine to speak on that.
To me. I just love Pedri.
No, in Barcelona, for Barcelona
wait,
fans.
Hold on. That's what you will say. Don't say he's arguably the best.
Okay.
He's just slipping it there. Arguably the
But
best.
right now, they are bringing conversations of
best player.
Right now, he's the best midfielder in the world.
Okay.
Ebuka, how about your defense? Because
Now, look here.
Okay.
When it comes to defense, yes, we play a high line. But there's one thing about Barcelona defenders. One-on-one, you can't beat Barca defenders. Check it. Our defenders have not been dribbled past more than once or twice this season.
But come to think of it, right?
Yeah.
This season, Barca have conceded.
We've got 4 goals in a match, 3 goals in a match.
Apart from them, the La Liga. How about Champions
In
League?
the Champions League also.
Because most games is because you guys had to come back and win the game. You guys have a very poor defense.
That's what we're
very poor. And when you're playing a high line game for a team like
a team
Inter,
that plays high line, it's not about how many goals you score them. How many goals are you also going to concede? That's where people always...
No, the question, the thing
you
you're missing here is...
We are going back to Inter versus...
For a team like Inter, right?
Yeah.
If you concede against Inter, to come back...
It's hard.
It's hard.
Because remember what I said. Before you were going to talk about how Barcelona's attack and Inter's defense is very good. Barcelona's attack is very good. You understand? That's where you're trying to go from. I'm trying to go from Inter's attack and Barcelona's defense. Because here's the thing: if Inter's defense is better than Barcelona's attack,
No,
right?
no,
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
If Inter's defense is
Let's say in
stronger,
the match, yeah.
in the match, it's stronger than Barcelona attack with that high line.
Yeah.
Barcelona loses that game.
Yeah, that's true. But also, do you know that Inter's defense can also be weaker than Barcelona's attack in that game? Because their last 2 games, look at the way they've lost.
No, I'm not saying that. So
And one thing about Inter Milan, also, let's not forget, Inter Milan, yes, if they score you first, you might not come back. But if you score them first, you are likely to bless them.
Another misconception you are probably pushing here is you need to understand that league games are actually different ball
from the
game
Champions League.
Champions
Yeah.
League. We have seen teams struggle in their league, but in Europe they are flying.
I've seen
United.
I've seen Manchester United
Man
lose
United.
everything at home, eh?
But they are-
just to
they
make
are
sure they beat you
quarterfinal
in UEFA.
in the UEFA, you understand?
Let me see.
Europa.
Come, let's go there, Europa. Let's just go there. They will drag you, eh? You know how that Tiger Jam. Have you ever drawn that Tiger Jam? The rope
So
cut.
the last
That's how Man used to do.
last thing you want to do is to use their league form as a yardstick.
Yeah.
For their European performance.
But if you want to use it, you have to also use that.
I feel like
if you
Inter-
want to check their
No,
performance,
you know why?
Let's
I've
even go back to something.
I've seen Arsenal struggle in the league. This is against teams like West Ham,
Yeah.
against Aston Villa, against Newcastle. But in the Champions League,
Don't try
they are
them.
flawless.
They are flawless, yes. But here's the thing now. The question now is between Inter and Arsenal, who wants it more?
I'm on Arsenal. Lock up.
What do you think?
Arsenal.
What do you think?
Arsenal, man.
Arsenal wants it, but
No, I'm not saying Arsenal. I'm not saying Arsenal does not want it. I'm saying
Arsenal,
who wants it more?
you know why Arsenal wants it more? Look here. The EPL is gone. And you see, we know there's something about this Arteta's Arsenal. They take banter personal. If there's anything we've seen, they take banter personal. It's not like Wenger. Wenger doesn't really care. You know, Wenger just believes in football. But you see, Arteta is petty. He takes banter personal, and everybody on the team takes it personal. So that was why when Madrid started all those PRO campaign of Remontada, you could see that the players took it personal.
Yeah.
They needed to do that. So we've lost the league already, and if we're not in for any other trophy except the Champions League, and if the Champions League eventually doesn't come, it's going to be very bad.
very bad.
It's going to be, it's going to, despite everything we've said about how the team has performed, in spite of the injuries and everything, nobody will see that.
To be very honest, Sha, I'm not even going to lie. I would like to actually live to see. Actually, let me not
Don't
say
worry, you
that.
will not die.
If that's not reach Champions League, we don't get who
You will
won
not
laugh.
die. You will not die. You
We
will
don't
not
get
die.
who won laugh.
No, you will not die.
No. Here's the thing. You don't understand. Actually, there'll be more laughs to have because here's why. Finally, you can paint sometimes. It's a bit.
But it will be a good thing to see as an Arsenal fan. It feels good. It feels right. It feels like we own it after being robbed in 2006 by Barcelona.
But remember, Inter Milan want to show.
Now it's like
that
the
if they get to the final, remember they lost the final to Real Madrid.
No.
Man City.
See, for me, on the show, here's what I'm going to say. If Inter Milan makes it to the final and Arsenal makes it to the final, Arsenal is winning it.
Let's just make our predictions
Yes.
right now from this.
From
Who
the
is going to
semi-finals.
win? Let's say the first leg. Who is going to win the first leg?
So, first leg, Shima, let's have you go first.
I don't know if you ask
Between
me.
Arsenal, PSG.
PSG is playing at home.
I know PSG is playing at home.
No party for
I
Arsenal.
know. Wait, you don't understand. Here's the thing. This PSG team is the one with is the PSG team with the least PR for a while now.
Yeah.
But with the
strongest team.
Yeah, with the strongest team. Arsenal has a lot of PR and pressure. Now, I feel like whoever wins this game will win the next one.
We win the finals.
No,
win the second leg.
The second leg.
leg.
Okay.
Or should we just do it? Who do you feel is going to
Okay, so
qualify?
who do you feel is going to go through?
Go through.
Arsenal, PSG.
Let's call it Arsenal.
What about Inter Milan, Barcelona?
I think Inter is going to final.
Okay, so Arsenal,
Inter
Inter.
in
That's
the
what
final.
okay.
Yeah.
Wizzy, what about you?
I think PSG will go through.
Okay, what about Inter, Barcelona?
Inter will go through. So it's going to
That's
be PSG Inter.
Everybody's not giving Barca a chance.
Well, I think
Barca
PSG is
will
going to go
okay.
through. PSG.
And Inter Barca.
No, Barca is going to go through.
Okay, so
I'm going to-
PSG Barca.
Wait. Now, here's the thing. My team is. I don't have my team here.
Yeah.
Do you have a team here?
No.
Okay.
So did they come?
So you guys,
The conference meeting.
The conference meeting.
Conference meeting.
Relax now.
Even the conference meeting, they lose their language.
They lose for conference.
Okay, so now here's the thing. I know that you people's answer, you're biased to your team.
Yeah, I'm being biased. I'm not even hiding
Yeah,
it.
so now are you able to put your bias aside and think with your brain?
Now, with my brain and leaving bias aside, with what I've seen this season,
Barcelona. No,
Barcelona is going to go through over Inter Milan.
What's your
Oh, for me, definitely Arsenal is going through.
no, okay, why? Because you're a fan.
Yeah, no, yes. Aside, there is. I've been able to work on myself to a point where I can be objective in spite of being a fan, right? So I can't just be blind, blindly say Arsenal is going to win when obviously, yeah. But looking at it's going to be a tough
No,
match.
that's every Arsenal fan, to be fair.
No.
Every Arsenal fan, they've kind of
matured.
outgrown
Yes.
delusions.
Yes.
Because like 5 years ago, every Arsenal fan was still delusional. 15 years down the line, you're still delusional that it's going to happen.
But looking at the way we play and how careful, and you said something about Arsenal, being under pressure. Trust me,
They work well under
base,
pressure, actually.
the fan
That's
base
the
is
truth.
probably under pressure, but
Not
the
the players.
team is never under pressure.
Especially by Lewis Kelly. That boy does not know what pressure is.
The team is never. There's nothing like pressure.
Yeah.
Right. So the only thing I see is just fatigue right now, which at least they have some days to rest, which they will come back
And the
stronger.
fact that Partey is not going
It's
to
so
be around.
crazy
That's
that
it.
they are-
Yeah,
that
Partey,
first
so
game.
Partey.
You know, when there's no Partey, there's no
I'm sure
Partey for
Arsenal are
Arsenal.
going to win,
It's so
miss
crazy that
Partey.
there are 22-year-olds right now that are actually existing and having a whole life have never seen Arsenal taste victory.
Yeah, I know that's why Arsenal is good for banter. But let's leave that. Leave that aside.
I just wanted to just
Man City, Inter Milan, Barcelona. Wow. I think Barca will go through. So I'm seeing an Arsenal-Barcelona final.
A repeat of
Interesting.
2006.
an Arsenal Barcelona final.
I'll be looking forward
It's
to
more
it
like
also.
Interesting.
I would love to see it.
If it's Arsenal Barcelona that goes to the final, I would pick Arsenal to be more likely to win the league.
Arsenal is actually going
But
to win it.
But I don't see Arsenal winning this league.
It's okay, no problem.
Why?
then.
Why?
Till
Why?
then.
Why are you saying that?
Okay, so guys,
So I'm not saying that they will not. I just said no. Hear my words.
you don't see it. It's okay. It's okay.
Here's why. I have had hopes in this same Arsenal that,
Yeah, I understand.
that
You're
is
pained.
not my team. You understand? I don't know how you guys do it.
Actually, it's true, Sha. Because even the last final you guys went to,
I don't know how they do it. Them
against
the fans.
Chelsea.
Like I have seen Arsenal suffer
No,
so
no,
much
no.
that
That final against
I have
Chelsea,
prayed
Arsenal
for
was
them
in
to actually
disarray.
come out of it, but
It was a
did not.
miracle that Emery got us to that final. Arsenal Arsenal was in disarray. I don't know the magic. That's why tomorrow I still respect Unai Emery to get that Arsenal team to that
but
final.
I feel that,
Actually, that team was not
that
good.
miracle
That
would have
team was not
happened in that final for you guys to
Nah,
win.
we're not even
No, that
impressed.
team was
Even
not
if
good.
we have won that
It's
final,
the
we're
fact.
still not
It's
impressed.
well, let me not say anything.
But all the same, guys, what do you think? Let us know what your predictions are and who do you think is going to make it to the final between PSG and Arsenal, Inter Milan and Barcelona. We want to get your comments. We want to feel your comments. And by the way, you guys have been doing amazing. We see your comments and we're really, really, happy to always come over here and give you some good banter to talk about and keep you entertained. So let us know what you think in the comment section about today's episode. And also don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like and share, so that more people who are interested in this kind of content can get access to this channel and also our videos. We'll see you in the next show. For now, bye-bye.
Football Banter.